Ninjago Music just released a new Dragon's Rising soundtrack on YouTube, and everyone seems to be hoping they're here to stay. But based on the way things have gone throughout Ninjago's 14-year history, I'm not sure we should get our hopes up. Jay Vincent started releasing Ninjago soundtracks on YouTube in 2012, if I'm correct, and he actually uploaded a lot of music. We have about 2 hours of music available just from Season 1. I think he was inactive for a while at one point, but I wasn't a Ninjago fan back then, so I'm not sure. But anyway, Jay Vincent continued to upload Ninjago music for each new season, up to 2017. But what people really wanted was official album releases for each season, rather than the limited sound quality of YouTube audio. The first album was released in 2014 for the pilots in Season 1. It was definitely far from complete, but that's to be expected with soundtrack albums. 2 years later, they released a Season 2 album, which for some reason didn't include Starteeth Attack, but it was still great. But after that, there were no more soundtrack albums. But what was worse, after Hands of Time, Jay Vincent never uploaded another soundtrack. Thankfully, Michael Kramer came to YouTube and started uploading Ninjago soundtracks himself. But that didn't last, and we were left with only a few tracks from Sons of Garmadon, and nothing after that. In 2020, another big event happened. And by this time, I was a Ninjago fan, so I remember this. Jay Vincent randomly released a bunch of music from Seasons 8 to 11, but this time, instead of YouTube, he put it on SoundCloud. Of course, this was like a dream come true, and people started uploading the tracks to YouTube, and by people, I think you all know I mean JVC22. Jay Vincent and a few additional composers continued to upload music for Seasons 12 and 13, but after that, they mostly stopped. In 2021, LEGO celebrated Ninjago's 10th anniversary by uploading a 2-hour and 40-minute long video compiling around 10 minutes of music from each season up to that point. And of course, a lot of that music had previously been unreleased. This was huge because it was the official LEGO YouTube channel celebrating Ninjago's soundtrack. A few different people started uploading the newly released tracks individually on YouTube. I was one of those people, by the way. But despite all this newly released music, there was no music released for the latest additions to the series, The Island and Seabound. But around 2022, an official Ninjago music account was started on multiple social media platforms, and this is when things really started to get confusing. In early 2022, in the height of the Crystallized hype, Ninjago Music released an announcement that, starting with Crystallized, every single season would soon have a soundtrack album released. Ninjago Music seemed to know exactly what the fans wanted, and everyone couldn't wait for the albums to be released. And Ninjago Music even released the trailer music for Crystallized. But as 2022 progressed, the focus shifted to the Crystallized Whip and the Fan Choir project, and things started getting really confusing. Ninjago Music kept promising that the whip would be released soon, but it took months. When it was finally released, they started a contest for the official music video. But by this time, Crystallized was long over and everyone was looking forward to the new series. On top of that, they had the Leitmotif Spotlight series that didn't last long, and also other random videos like Top 4 Musical Callbacks. By the time Ninjago Music released the official music video for the Crystallized Whip, it was almost August of 2023, a year after the season had come out. Around that same time, someone on Twitter asked if there would ever be an album containing songs from the show, like the Royal Blacksmith songs. Whoever's in charge of Ninjago Music loved that idea, and in about a week and a half, they released the album. I'm glad they released those songs, including Feels Good to Be a Ninja, which is a pretty good song. We're gonna take you for a hell of a ride. But this is a perfect example of the unorganized mess Ninjago Music has been. Finally, in late 2023, Ninjago Music started releasing soundtracks from Dragon's Rising, and in early 2024, an album was released, Dragon's Rising Volume 1. It was less than 20 minutes long, and only contained music from the first few episodes. As for Volume 2, we're still waiting to see if that happens. I have no idea if they're even still planning to do albums for every season, but I seriously doubt they're still planning them. Ninjago Music has always been good at promising to give the fans exactly what they want, and just when you think they're actually going to, they go silent. So, will we ever have an ideal release of Ninjago's soundtrack? Who knows, because Ninjago Music is great at promising things, but not so great at fulfilling them.